What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy, Just Katie, aka Katie, came up back with another lit and turn video reaction. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Today, today, we will be discussing the fall off of Zion Williamson. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the video is called Zion Williamson is why the NBA sucks. You feel me? Now, me personally, I don't think that's true because you got niggas like Ja, Ant-Man, Luka, Kyrie, who else? Shea. You know, all them folks. Curry, LeBron, even though they finna leave. But you still got, you know, hoopers as of right now that's carrying that shit, you feel me? And I feel it's worth watching. Like Tatum. When it comes to, like I say, when it comes to my favorite players, I'll watch them any day, you feel me? Only reason why I be watching sports for real, like NBA still, because of my favorite players. I'm not just finna watch basketball just to watch basketball. You know? It's just like, I don't know, it's just something about it. But yeah, we finna discuss, cause we know y'all back then, back in like 2019, bro, Zion Williamson was one of the biggest names coming out of college. Like, real talk, everybody in mom was talking about it. He was the most hypest person, bro. We all thought Zion was gonna be the next LeBron. We all thought Zion was gonna be that nigga fool. But it's crazy because who y'all think the face of the league is? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the face of the league right now is Ja. You feel me? Ant-Man number 2, probably. Well, I say probably Shea. Throw Shea in there. But I don't know. I feel like the class 2019, who the best player in the 2019 draft was Ja Morant for shit show. Because Ja, he didn't get too much hype when he came out of college, when he went to the league. But he had to earn that shit, you feel me? I'd rather earn it than have all this clout. And people seeing, people looking at like, is he gonna be successful, or is he gonna fail? You know what I'm saying? I rather it be, they don't know what I'm doing, they don't know my plan at all, they don't know how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I wanna evolve, elevate. You feel me? Prove why I deserve that spot. But let's get it though.
The New Orleans Pelicans had just a 6% chance of landing the #1 overall draft pick. And when they struck gold, it wasn't just the organization celebrating. The entire city of New Orleans erupted with joy as they welcomed the player they believed would be the future of the franchise.
Zion was that dude, like, coming out of college, bro. He was that dog.
This man had the quickness and skill set of a guard paired with the size and strength of a center, and was being called the second coming of Shaquille O'Neal. Zion Williamson wasn't just a prospect, he was the prospect of the decade.
How high can you go?
Fast forward nearly 6 years, and this is how people feel about him.
But this is embarrassing.
Don't get me wrong.
The man eating himself out of a job.
He hasn't shown that he's.
Don't get me wrong. I feel like that nigga got it. Like, I feel like that nigga wanted to dog out. That nigga wanted to, like, really just go crazy. He can. You feel me? It's just like, I feel like, I guess when that money gets to your head, you know what I'm saying? You just, you know, or you feel like you made it, so it's like you don't have to really do too much. You know what I'm saying? You just on some chill shit. You know what I'm saying? But Zion, he still got it. You feel me? He's still balling type shit, but he's not as hype as he was type shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Disciplined enough to take care of himself physically yet.
He is stealing money. He is stealing money.
What happened? Why does Zion Williamson represent everything that's wrong with the NBA? And the million-dollar question, what can be done about this troubling trend?
Maybe that's what it is. Like,
you look at Zion Williamson right now, it's becoming a joke. And we know
I got money, so, you know. But I feel like
NBA fans have been losing interest in the league for a while now,
he's still supposed to be hungry, humble.
And they haven't been shy about expressing their frustration online.
I've watched a lot of basketball, and the NBA, man, it just sucks.
The numbers tell the same story. Viewership is down, and the disconnect is real. One major reason is the "I don't care about winning" attitude that's creeping into the league. Fans can feel it, and it's turning them off.
Hey, man.
I don't like the NBA.
Why not the NBA?
Don't give a
In a recent interview, All-Star Bradley Beal even stated that many younger players seem more focused on their paychecks than on winning.
Yeah.
When is the first and
NBA used to
15?
get back
Like you
then,
walk
though, I
into
ain't
the
gonna
building
lie.
ready to lose.
This video is mainly focused on
gonna lie,
Zion
this shit
Williamson,
back then,
but the
boy.
truth is, he's far from being the
Stay
only
watching
example
it
of a player
back in the day,
who
boy.
doesn't seem to care
He
about
could have
winning
been a
anymore.
random booty team. I'm watching them folks.
There
just
are
because,
plenty
you know
more
what I'm
players I
saying?
could talk
Like, highlights
about,
on
but
YouTube,
when you look at
whatever.
Zion's career so far, from 2019 until today, the man represents everything fans are frustrated with in today's NBA players. Here's a prime example of what I mean. Klay Thompson suffered a devastating knee injury in
I
2019,
remember that.
only to face another brutal setback when he tore his Achilles during a pickup game. These are injuries severe enough to end careers. Yet, Klay made his comeback in 2022 at 31 years old.
31.
And since then, he's played in 214 games. Zion Williamson, on the other hand, now 24, entered the league in 2019 as a highly regarded 19-year-old rookie. Yet, to date, he's played in just 193 games.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. For a young player drafted at 19 to log fewer games than a seasoned veteran after
My nigga,
he
you-
battled back from two
You can
devastating
play about
leg
1,000
injuries.
games in your career.
I mean,
From
Ocho, the guy
2019 and
missed
out.
190 games in 5 seasons.
If he was like healthy type shit.
190 games.
Now, if Zion were doing everything in his power to stay healthy but still struggled with injuries, like Derrick Rose, who pushed his body to its limits during his MVP caliber days and ended up wrecking his knees, or Brandon Roy, whose career was derailed by a degenerative knee condition, it would be a completely different story. But Zion's injuries have largely been a result of his weight issues, a problem rooted in his inability to control his eating habits.
Then, you know, Ronnie 2K keep, because I think he was on the cover of 2K21, I think, or something like that. But they just keep putting him in the commercials and promoting him on 2K. Like, bro, you got to earn it, fool. You got to earn it, bro. I can't glaze this man his whole career, bro. You got to earn it, bro. Real talk.
Is it hard to diet at your age?
Sheesh.
Be honest.
Since it's you, I'll be real. There are times when I will say that, man, that shit hard. It's hard, man. Like,
The man literally cares more about eating than he does the NBA. Things got
That's
so out of
crazy.
control with Zion's eating habits
Why
that
did he
the
look like that in a
Pelicans
commercial,
had to
though?
include a weight clause in his contract. Sink in for a moment. In 20 years of watching the NBA, I've never heard of a team needing to impose weight conditions on a player's contract. Sure, the Miami Heat famously required all their players to maintain 8% body fat or less, but that's for the entire team, not a specific player, let alone the one expected to be the cornerstone of their franchise. This reflects
Kawhi
a
ain't
troubling
safe either.
trend in the NBA,
But
where
he's
some
starting to-
players
he's
seem to
starting to,
lack accountability.
You know, be back hooping
Win
and shit
or
too.
lose, they're still pocketing millions.
If they win
Kawhi ain't
5
safe
games in a
either,
row
boy.
and he averages 35 points a game, how much does he get?
Same money.
$500,000. If they lose 5 games in a row and he's a bum every single game, how much does he get?
$500,000.
Let's use Zion as an example again.
Call my boy.
He's
Bum.
earning $36 million this season. Yet, out of 42 possible games, he's only suited up for 9. And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Out of those 9 games, he's won just 3. The man has pocketed roughly $18 million, essentially half a season's salary, to win
Damn,
3
see, I seen he
lousy
freeloading.
games.
They saying my boy freeloading.
He is stealing money.
That's crazy.
He is stealing money.
Zion recently returned from injury and pulled off an impressive 360-degree
That
windmill
was hard, I
dunk.
ain't gonna lie. That
It was a
hard.
highlight moment for sure.
That was hard.
But fans couldn't help but feel frustration. You see,
My nigga looking
time
28.
and time again, when stars face heavy criticism, they respond with a standout performance or release flashy off-season practice highlights to tease the fans and regain goodwill from both the fans and the organization. But this time, people weren't falling for it. They'd seen this act before. Not falling for this again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice,
like, that boy,
shame
he
on
still
me.
got it. He still got it.
And then there's this comment
I feel like,
that perfectly
I
sums
feel
up.
like that man really wanted to dog these folks out, bro. He really would, bro. I don't think it got nothing to do with him eating. I don't think it's none of that. I think the passion is, not really there no more. When a nigga grinding to get somewhere and he's just hungry, then when he finally get there, this ain't everybody, but some niggas, when finally get there, they get comfortable and they settle. Just like Roddy Ricch, dropped the box. He was chilling for a good minute, ain't dropped to the next year, then he fell off. You know what I'm saying? He was too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? People be too comfortable. You can't get too comfortable. You gotta keep eating. Like, you still hungry. You still searching. You feel me? Like, real talk.
Zion's 6-year career so far. We've seen this like a dozen times. He makes some insane athletic play when he gets back, and is then out 2 months later. And guess what? It didn't even take 2 months. Not long after that highlight play, Zion was late to a team flight and got suspended by his team. And let's not forget, this happened right after he missed 27 games.
That is insane.
How do you disrupt your team after already missing like 80% of the season?
You miss half the time that you've been in the NBA, and you think that's okay? You think you can force your way out by moping, by pouting, missing all this time, showing up late.
But cut you.
What's even more funny is that after stalling and hindering the team's progress for years, nearly half a decade, and after they built the roster around Zion, he has the audacity to request a trade, claiming he doesn't want to be there anymore.
The New Orleans Pelicans are going through a major crisis right now. Their superstar player in Zion Williamson doesn't want to be in New Orleans anymore.
Anyway, a big reason things like this happen in the NBA is because of their contracts. NBA players are paid so much that there's barely any incentive left to consistently perform.
Nigga, I'm making
once the money is secured, for many, the hunger to compete fades. It's like Conor McGregor in the UFC. After his $100 million payday against Mayweather, he essentially sailed off into the sunset.
Did you think that $100 million changed Conor? Does he still have the desire to go train and punch people in the face and get kicked in the face like he did when he was broke?
It's impossible for that money not to affect you and phase you.
That's what I'm saying.
The reality in the NBA is that for many players, signing a massive contract feels like they've already won. And for players like Zion, the motivation to win games or chase championships often seems to disappear after that point.
That's what I'm saying.
Every now and then, they'll put on a show to make it seem like they care, but the reality is staring us in the face. They just don't give a shit. This trend is damaging the league as a whole, but here's a potential solution to address this issue.
No more.
What if only half a player's salary was guaranteed and the other half depended on performance, like making the play?
Kobe was in the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning. Kobe didn't care about this type of stuff. That's how it is nowadays. It's like they be saying the NBA watch down nowadays. Touch a nigga, you poke a nigga so foul. Like, I don't know. Like I say, everybody like this ain't like this in the league. But your son is like, get that money, shit. Shoot, I scored 5 points a game. Shit, I'm getting paid. Shit, niggas be content with coming off the bench. Shit, as long as they getting paid. Like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Free money.
Playoffs, or was tied to a per-win basis, or some variation of that. Imagine how much harder NBA players and superstars would compete if every game had $100,000 or even $500,000 on the line. Would players compete harder on defense? Would players still load manage? Would players still keep launching threes?
That's a good question.
Would players like Zion commit to getting into the best shape possible to maximize his earnings? With a system like this, every game would come with built-in incentives, and as fans, we'd get a far more entertaining product. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying
12.
NBA players should be paid less. What they earn is their business, and I respect that. But the truth is, the current system creates an environment where there's little incentive for players to consistently put in effort, which is a real business issue at the end of the day. I mean, if no changes are made, more and more players will start to exploit the system, caring less about performance and ultimately dragging the league down. And when we look beyond Zion, it's clear that other superstars are already following the same pattern. In 2019, Ben Simmons signed a 5-year, $177 million contract as an All-Star and All-NBA talent. He was hyped as the next LeBron James, destined to win championships. But the harsh reality is that the contract itself became his championship, because ever since, he's practically disappeared.
I ain't seen the next LeBron.
For example, despite years of media scrutiny over his lack of a jump shot, Ben Simmons has yet to develop a reliable mid-range game, an improvement that, given his size and skill set, could have made him one of the league's elite players. Instead, he's been content cashing in massive paychecks while spending significant time on the bench, occasionally making headlines more for his Willy Wonka-inspired outfits. Paul George is another example. After leaving the Clippers over contract issues, he signed a max deal with the Sixers, paying him $50 million a year at age 34. Since then, he's posted some of the worst stats of his career and seems to spend more time making podcasts than playing games.
They said Paul George got more podcasts.
PG ain't got a hoop no more, you know what I'm saying? PG can retire today for he'll be straight.
That's
like I said, he got a whole podcast. You don't need to do this.
Far too many players no longer care about winning, and it's painfully obvious when you hear their comments or take a closer look at some of the league's biggest stars. To be fair, not all players are like this. Some still show up every day, put in the work, and play their hearts out. Steph, Giannis, and Jokic are a few that immediately come to mind. But the truth is, those players seem to be in the minority, and the growing trend of players securing massive contracts and then coasting is becoming increasingly common, making the NBA less appealing to fans. If the league wants to restore its greatness and ramp up business, it must address and fix the loopholes that players like Zion and others are taking advantage of. On a different note, do you know who puts in more effort than 90% of the NBA? A 5'8" undrafted player fighting every game to keep his career alive. Honestly, he's electrifying, and I'd take watching him over half the league any day. If you're wondering why, check out this video where I break down just how extraordinary this player truly is.
No cap, no bout, no rap. Hey, what he was saying though was he was not capping. Shit real, like NBA shit's watered down. Real talk. Seem like niggas be caring about getting paid. Some don't, some do. At the end of the day, a check is a check, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But shit, y'all think Zion can shit come back, be that same nigga he was coming out of college? Yeah, man, NBA don't really hit the same no more. But like I said, I still watch my favorite players, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is falling off. It's not the same, but we gotta bring it back, man, you know what I'm saying? They gotta bring it back, you know what I'm saying? But look though, y'all like that video, man, just like I did, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.